It's Traction Tuesday for Tuesday, March the 11th. If you haven't heard the analogy yet behind the name Traction Tuesday, it comes from my belief that over the past 2 decades, rural Australia has been majorly let down by the major parties. And I see regional Australia a bit like an overloaded ute. Our ute that delivers goods and needs to take us into the future has 4 flat tyres and a flat battery, and no amount of taxpayer money to wash and shine or top up the fuel and oil will help us get back on the road. I feel that rural Australia needs commitment, leadership and accountability that will fix the very problems that continually hold us back. It might sound corny, but we need to replace the flat tyres with all-terrains and give us a new battery. We need strength and traction. We no longer have any traction, and where has our strength gone? What better example than Telecommunications and Telstra as an example of 4 flat tyres? This is one of the biggest concerns I hear from people across the electorate. Is there any major regional road where the service is reliable but between towns and beyond the 100-kilometre signs? Is the shutting down of 3G not had significant impacts on users across the bush, access, reliability and quality? Do you wonder how our government, both the Coalition and Labor, can spend billions on funding to Telstra, even after it was privatised, and not even blink an eyelid when the 3G network, the foundation of regional communications, was switched off? And the answer to the problem is to throw more taxpayer money at it? Let's take a quick look at party promises and headlines. Albanese Labor government building Australia's mobile future. The Albanese Labor government has today announced a major world first reform to provide basic universal outdoor mobile coverage across Australia. A new acronym, UOMO. This was a media release from the 25th of February. Some media around Dutton's response to that. Peter Dutton's communications spokesperson last week slammed Labor's proposal to solve mobile black spots with direct satellite service as a desperate headline grab. The National's own page is very limited with their commitment. Improve access to telecommunications and high-speed internet. Well, wow, isn't that a promise that we've been promised for the last 2 decades, and where the billions of money has gone? Taxpayer money delivered through programs like Better Connectivity Plan for Regional and Rural Australia. This program is worth billions. One program which you've probably heard of, the Mobile Black Spot program, is in its 8th round. The 8th round is open now. The very first round saw Telstra funded over $100 million from the first round. And other funding programs post-privatisation include the Universal Service Obligation Funding, Regional Telecommunications Infrastructure Fund, National Broadband Network Transition and Funding. That was a doozy worth $11 billion. The Mobile Black Spot program and other smaller targeted grants for things like improving connectivity in remote communities, improving 3G and 4G coverage. What has happened? Where has the money gone, and how are we in a situation where we've just accepted the state of play with 3G shut down? Do you think it likely a minority government will be formed? I think it is important for you, the people of Parkes, to consider the strength and benefits of having an MP elected who will sit on the crossbench, who will consider the strength in greater representation on local issues and needs, and who will contribute a fresh perspective. I believe the Parkes electorate can be better considered and represented from a minority party on the crossbench than what it ever could from the position of opposition. The people of Parkes can be confident that whatever the issue, and in this case, regional telecommunications, I will firstly work for honesty, transparency and accountability from the government, and then work towards community-identified solutions. The very fact that today regional communications is worse than it ever has been before, after both governments sinking billions into Telstra over many, many years, to me, that simply isn't good enough, and we need to ask why. And if they were really serious about representing the bush, wouldn't they be asking how and why this has ever happened? Authorised by Sally Edwards, Libertarian Party, 2 Lynn Parade, Prestons, New South Wales 2170.